Just pretend your bet's stable.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
All right. Okay.
Well, that is awesome playing. That like anyone's ever tried. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Oh, you're you're looking at something else other than my what it looks like. Okay. I got it. It's fine. Yeah, awesome playing. Anyone's ever tried that knows what a feat of amazing fiddle playing that you just did. That's tremendous. The way you negotiate all those difficult chords and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. So it's my opinion that violinists get confused because of all the because of the chords. Because like in any other composer, any other piece, usually chords means to play loud. Right? Yeah. Usually composers write chords when it's supposed to be big. In this case, Bach had a very weird idea. I don't know what got into him really, of writing a three-part contrapuntal piece for just a single voice instrument. I mean, there was some polyphony before Bach, like Pisandel and others, and even Bieber a long time earlier did a little bit of playing two things at once. But the idea of doing a few at the magnitude of the great organ, his great organ pieces, he sort of like it took it as obviously a special challenge to see if he could pull it off. And basically, with these three fugues, he pulled something amazing off, and like no one else really was able to do, like before or since, to write a three-part. So when he writes three notes at a time, it's not a chord. He's writing. You're just playing three parts at the same time. So like I don't know. Can you hear me now? I'm going over to my piano. Oh, anyway, I don't know if you can hear me. So like, sounds good on piano, right? Because that's mostly what he wrote for. Well, what if the pianist did this? You would probably laugh at that pianist, like why would you do that, especially so early in the piece? So, I think it's a good thing to get out of the idea that it's a piece with chords, but it's more like a contrapuntal piece. Let's see, like how would you? How would you play this part? If that's all you had to play. Just play that part. Right. So you probably wouldn't, if that was the first violin part, you probably wouldn't have gone. You probably wouldn't have done that, because that would have been like, what? Why would you do that? So we want to develop your idea of the piece by how you would play the parts yourself. And that part would go. That part, just play the bottom one. That's a. Okay, I couldn't hear that, but I could see you did it anyway. So that also that chromatic line is also kind of it's not really a theme, but it's a feature that's through the whole thing. And usually chromatics like that are expressive. So we have anyway. Can you start? Just play the top part for a few measures, starting there. No, just the top part. If like violin one part. Okay, that's good. Unfortunately, I couldn't hear a thing, but okay, I can see you did it. Anyway, but that's how you would want to play that part. You wouldn't. We wouldn't probably play that part so aggressively. So the way around it then is to figure out what you wanted to do. That's right. That's the bowing pattern for that. So instead of doing that, just try to be very tidy with the bow. So now the A is okay, that's easy. Now the next note is right there. So just be very tidy. Go with the bottom note. Now then, the F sharp should be right next to the G, or not like that. So go there, go across the way to the D sharp, and roll it. Then so then you can make it sound the way you want. So just do with me. Go that far and stop. Okay, leave the bow on the string. Okay. No, just stay there. Stay there. Now the E is right there without wasting any bow. Just roll from the bottom note. Now stay there. Now the F sharp should be right next to the G on the bow. So just go over to the D string to play the D sharp and roll it back without wasting any bow. Same thing. Roll it back. Now play it through. Yeah, that's the idea. Now, if I wanted, I could play it at the tip, pianissimo, up bow. Possible. I don't think I would do that, but I could if I felt like it. So anyway, just go. So my advice is to free yourself from the confusion that it's a whole piece full of a million chords. And it's a three voice composition that you can have control over to make it the way you think it should go. And basically, don't listen to recordings, because most recordings by so-called modern players will try to play the three notes together. And if you listen to the Baroque players play, you realize that all chords are rolled. That kind of came from the idea of guitar. Sounds good that way, right? So you have to, you know, you don't have to make them sound together. And the Baroque bow is much weaker than the modern bow and has even less ability to sustain three notes in a chord. Like you sort of, if a Baroque player saw you do that, came back from 250 years ago, they would say, "What are you doing?" Because I mean, they never like tried to do that. So another thing, just a tendency to look out for in this way. Try to get something harder. Okay, you kind of like okay, I'll take that one. You get to this part and you think, oh my goodness, a 4-note chord. I better use 4 times my strength to play it. But you don't really need that much. I want to use that much force. So I'm going to play the top note with the force that I want. Now I'm going to sneak and add the next note with the same force. Now I'm going to sneak and add a third note without adding any more force. Now I'm going to fourth note. So I can play it like that. Why don't you try that? Just play the open E with the force that you think is right for open E. That's good. Now sneak and add one more note, but using the same force. Sneak and add a third note with the same force. Fourth note, same force. Right. Well, so that's how you want it. Now, if you wanted to play that, then yeah, then you have the right to do that. I'm just saying you don't have to always play the chords loud, and it's also a kind of emotional misconception that more notes to play at once requires more effort. So that's kind of true in even any piece you play with double stops. They work on it the same way. Like, well, how would you play the top part and then sneak and add the bottom part? And even if a composer is doing the chords to be loud, you realize just by playing more notes, it's already loud. So, because the tendency is to have force big chords. So anyway, these are strategies to get around it, and for you to be able to make it sound that you want. So to that end, I kind of object to that bowing, because in the theme, it's those. The theme kind of only goes. It doesn't really have any big points to it. So by doing that bowing, that gives that note an accent. So I think that's how you would play it, right? And not if you didn't have the double stop. So it's easy to do it. Almost all of those as they come. Okay, I'd like doing that one. That worked out better. But in general, I prefer as it comes, just because otherwise you get like an accent that's you want, and to undo it is actually really hard to do. And also, if you do as it comes, that chromatic line is instead of By the way, yeah, this part I like big too. But I'm playing big because I want to, not because it's a chord. Anyway, that's my main point. But given the conception that you had, it was still I could still hear the architecture of the piece and your management of the the hardest parts of it is fantastic. So anyway, the main thing is to have the piece your conception of the piece override uh, the violin playing. That's could be said of anything, I guess. But anyway, it's kind of my opinion because listening around to almost every so-called modern player do it, at all to my ears, it sounds unnecessarily choppy and aggressive. And and you can see I don't. Do you play piano at all? Okay, that's good. Yeah, yeah. I took piano till I was 17. So I learned Bach fugues as a piano student. So I know that us they're not all like that. I've experienced what it's like to play three or four voices at the same time, and yeah, so one doesn't do that by playing louder necessarily. Okay, I think I hammered that point home enough. Do you have any questions about anything in there that? I can, did you say yes or no? I can't really hear you that well. Okay, okay, okay. Well, let's go on. But that was awesome. Okay.
Our next, our next performer is Jare Shi. Jare is playing Sigaina by Ravel. He is a student of Guillaume Combe.
Okay. Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, awesome playing. Great, great, great. So, let's see. I don't have too many points, but my first point is, um, well, this is Ravel was interested in all kinds of world music. So he did like Rhapsody Espagnole. The second movement of the piano trio is like gamelan music. Anyway, it was bolero. That's a Spanish thing. So he did an amazingly good imitation of a gypsy style, and still kept it his own language somehow. But his notation is pretty careful. So what he notated at the beginning is more interesting than what you did. Sorry to say. Can you do it like actually the rhythm that's there right at the beginning? Yeah, you'll have to read it too. Don't do it by ear, because right. It's like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that one is twice as long as the first one. So when you played it, they sounded the same. So it's I know like the beginning is solo violin, but it's not a cadenza. It's not. It has a tempo that you can have freedom with, but anyway, it's not a cadenza. So I'm just going to correct the things that you did by ear, and the only reason I even care about it is that what he wrote is really cool. It's much crazier than and the next right, I think even dramatize how crazy it is. This beat, that's where the beat is. So make sure. Yeah, that's much more interesting, don't you think? Right. Yeah, he was pretty meticulous that way. But fortunately, he played the rest of that part, the rest of that page with a tempo too. So I thought that was really good. Many people take all kinds of freedoms altogether. But I think starting there, I think it's good to have a tempo, as you did. So I'm not going to criticize you for doing it well. That was great. So yeah. Good. Next page was good, and then all the way up into this part. So I think this also do that with all the right note values. Right. So yeah, so you count kind of when you play. Yeah, that's good too. And the other one that was also. So there too. I think you did one of them too long.
I did the first one and the second one both.
I can't hear you, but yeah, go ahead.
The second one and the first one both too short. So
Still can't hear you, but it's okay. So let's play from there and do what's and count. That's too long. Dum ba dum. Right. Okay. Good. Good. Now that figure. You probably played that when you were like 9, right? That piece. Anyway, so but every Czardas, Hungarian Czardas, they'll end that way. So it should be. Make sure it has that character. Da-dee-da-dee-um, da-da. Right, so it's not da-dee-da-dee-um, da-da. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not my opinion because like that's the flavor of the gypsy that he copied. So, actually, I'm gonna put in the chat. Cause you gotta if you haven't heard any gypsy violin, check this guy out. Robi Lakatos. He comes from a long line of gypsy violinists, and I think he's arguably the best violinist alive. Actually, I went to hear him play at Zankel Hall like a dozen years ago. And my stage of things, I don't drop my jaw that much at concerts, but the whole concert was like that. It was like unbelievable. The charm, the technique, the imagination, and the gorgeous tone. It was just like intoxicating. So anyway, it's worth listening to him, or another real authentic gypsy player. Just so you can see what Ravel was imitating. He probably went to restaurants that had gypsy bands in it a lot of the time, and so he kind of picked that up. Anyways, what else? Okay, I'm thinking. Next part, that was good, very good. Okay, just so I can pass this on for my teacher, Mr. Galamian. We all had to practice this part, that part. So basically doing martelets and all the non-harmonic ones. around the halls of Meadowmount, you heard everyone practicing that way. So let's give it a quick try, then we'll do something else. Bite both of them. Make sure to bite. More bite. Much more bite. Da da da. No, yeah. So do a little slower with more bites. So. Anyway, you don't have to. You can try that at home. I don't want to embarrass you by practicing, but that's when. It sort of taught you how to get those notes to sound well. So the exaggerated bite was to really learn how to catch the string and release it. He had us practice everything that way, even. Horrible, right? Musically horrible, but it teaches you how to start notes. Like if you couldn't start a note, which is a really common thing, and in students. So practicing that way, it teaches you the ability to bite. The idea is if you can bite really, really hard and really clean, then you can decide how much bite you want or not. But if you can't bite the string, then the beginnings of notes are never necessarily exactly where you want them. So, but anyway, it really works super well in this place. Okay, now so take the clue from the piano. That's the gypsy rhythm, so it's not a free melody. Yeah, let's try that part. So. Okay. Right. Hey, hang on a second. Yeah. Good. A good pianist. Also, it's not free. Don't follow him. Everybody play the rhythm. So this part sounds too much. Has too much freedom in it. It needs to be just more of a rhythmical place. Good. Yeah, that's the idea. Right. That has the right taste to it. Right. No, and then in these last two pages, then the idea of starting slowly is not that it's a slow tempo. It's like it's a fast tempo that you're resisting. So if I have. So gypsies were famous for that. They kind of get, because your heartbeat goes, and all of a sudden they slow it down, and then it gets sped up again. So it should feel like let's take a place. that part. So play it too fast once. Okay, good. That's the idea. Now feel like you want to play fast, but you can't play fast yet. Go, go, go. Yeah, keep going. Go. Right. You don't sound crazy enough to be a gypsy yet. And then slow down all of a sudden. Whoa, whoa! And then, sorry. By the way, I think it's supposed to be pizzicato there. Right. Anyway, go from yeah, same thing. And make everyone then slow it down. So just mess around with everyone's rhythm. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, that's the idea. So same with the last page too. If you start too slow, I don't feel the. I don't feel the rhythm because it should be. Then it kind of goes, and I don't know who thought up that ponticello thing at the beginning. I don't see the point. I don't think it's that interesting or fun or anything. Like it just sounds like you're trying to do something weird. Anyway, I know it's a common thing. Someone thought of it and it kind of caught on. I don't really know why. So. Okay, good. Sorry, I'm running out of time, but right. Yeah, that's the idea. So you keep track of the pulse and make everyone's heartbeat slow up and speed up to the end. Now, sometimes when you play fast, you get a little bit balled up in your fingers. Probably that's due to not enough energy in your lifting. So dee 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 da dee 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 dee. Make sure that when you descend, you have a strong twitch lifting the fingers up so they don't go up too gradually like that. Dee 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 dee. Just try that on something. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, that's a good idea. So when you get in the last bit, that part, make sure that and this one especially. No, I'm exaggerating the distance just to show you. It should be. They should be close by, but there's more lifting. Oh, is that banging coming from you? Okay, let me ask you this: if you want to run on the ground, if you want to run, do you stamp your feet? Well, why would you do that? If you want to play fast, don't pound your fingers down. It's going to slow you down and make you feel all tight. Just let the fingers drop down in rhythm, and don't try to push them down to the fingerboard. And certainly don't try to make that banging noise. That really proves that you're trying to run by stamping your feet. Yeah. Surprisingly, it's cleaner when you don't bang your fingers down. So I don't know. That's like it's a common thing. I don't know why. I guess we're all taught to develop our strength, and usually most string players with too much strength dropping and completely ignoring the idea of lifting the fingers. But the lifting of the fingers is harder than dropping the fingers, and like this takes no effort, but going up all of a sudden takes an active effort. Also, we don't do this in anything we do in daily life, so you have to kind of develop those lifting muscles so they can have a strong twitch to it. So basically, it's like if anyone's coached you running, you're gonna like in an aerobics class or whatever. They tell you to keep your knees up, lift your knees, lift your knees, lift your knees. Not pound your feet, pound your feet. Like ridiculous. So basically, if you're not playing harmonics, then you're good. Like I challenge you to play those notes that you did, all like harmonics, so they sound bad. Let's try it in tempo, all harmonics. Yeah, yeah. I still hear the pitch though. Try to lighten your fingers more. So okay, that's good. Now I can finally. Now just add a little bit of hot feeling in your fingertips without pressing harder. In tempo. Okay. Right. Now how about now just let the fingers fall a little bit. Use a little more force. Okay. Right. So now I can hear notes now. I can hear da 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 like that. So probably you don't need to press harder than what you just did now. Especially when you play fast. The when you play slower, you need to have a little more weight or force into your fingertips because it's slow. When you go fast, as you know, it's like if you're going fast, that has a lot of force too. So when you go faster, you don't need as much strength. Actually, you just need to lift and kind of just wiggle your fingers like that. But don't. Right. So that was revealing. So like all those hours you spent banging your fingers down, like okay, you have enough strength. I guarantee it. The only thing good about that is the that idea is that the fingers drop all of a sudden like a spring, doing, 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 like that. They don't go down gradually like a squeeze. They just go down. So that's similar to the feeling when you bang your fingers down, but the rhythmical all of a sudden nature of the springy action will give enough articulation, and then you can play fast easier. Not that you really have trouble with it, but I did notice that you could have gone a little crazier in the fast sections. So anyway, so I guess I've overstayed my time by now. So.
So we do want to thank you for being with us. We thank Amelia and Jared for playing for you. Unfortunately, for the master class anyway, I have to send these guys all on to other ensembles in most cases. So I'm gonna send them along. But thank you so much for being with us, and we hope we'll see you again. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, that was really fun. Great playing to both players today. It was quite impressive.
Thank you, Danny.
Hey, Daniel.
Yeah.
Hey.
Go on.
Was this sound better in the second half? Was the audio better for you in the second half or no?
You mean for the Ravel?
Yeah, for the Ravel as opposed to the Bach. I'm just wondering technically with this mic. We
Yeah,
changed this in the middle.
could be. I didn't notice it's super amount, but now that I think of it, yeah, the Ravel was quite good.
Yeah. Okay. So we had original sound was off and echo cancellation. The settings were wrong at the
Oh,
beginning.
I see. Yeah.
But now they're fixed. Hey, you're
Yeah, that's always better. And in the future, I can in this kind of setting, I can hear the playing fine, but I do have my volume all the way up. But when someone speaks, whenever the student speaks, I really can't. It's too faint. No, they need to be
this way.
they need to be nearer the microphone.
Does this make any difference when you hear it? In terms of
I can hear you fine now too, but before, the students were like twice as far away from that.
All right, cool. That's good to know. Thank you.
Right. So like, whenever I asked them something, I couldn't hear what they said.
The sound at the beginning was terrible, though, right? I mean, like it was probably cutting in and out, right?
Right at first, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for your help.
Jay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I tried it with original sound the other day. It kept shutting off.
Yeah, it's not original sound. It's the echo cancellation. Echo cancellation has to be on low. If it's on auto, it immediately stops the violin.
And unfortunately, the tech guys that help me are used to doing like lectures.
Right. They don't know anything about a
Plus,
violin.
it's a really old system back there. They keep telling me.
Thank you a lot. Bye.
Thank you very much.
okay.